They like, shaneK, you made this. Cooking up with Alex and a stew is so amazing. Never owned a gun, but I'll still give the ops a facelift. You say you don't want the smoke, can't see it, it must be a vapor.
What's good? This is Toxic. Grab your brew and listen. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get it. What's good? Welcome to the podcast. I'm here chilling with my boy. You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm shaneK. I also go by Every Persona. And I'm from Long Beach.
Oh yeah, bro. So tell us about yourself, man. What you do?
I'm a creative director. So sounds a little bit fancy, like a little bougie at first, but I just basically I rap. I'm trying to work on some clothes. I write. So just like a little bit of everything, just ways to express myself. And I work with a lot of different people to do that. So it's kind of like directing in a way.
Yeah. You have merch already or what?
I'm working on it. I had a sewing machine, but it was like a little messed up. So I gotta kind of start over with the sewing machine stuff. But I've been trying to do it like all handmade, not really do it through a company.
I feel you. I be doing that shit too. I make my own like clothing. Like I have a vinyl thing where I cut off and shit, and I make my own shirts like that. Or you just buy your own vinyl. It's pretty dope, but it's kind of pricey, but it's dope. I like using that shit. That shit comes through instead of going to some foods and be like, hey, you think I'll make a shirt? My shirt's kind of easy, so I just kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you have like a t-shirt press? Like, is that what it is? Like,
it's like a t-shirt press, yeah. So it's kind of like what it does is like a vinyl, so it cuts it. I put it in my laptop and shit, and I already have the design set up, and then I put the vinyl in there, and it's like a big ass printer, and it just cuts it all up and shit to the fucking picture, you know. And then I like take off certain parts of the paper, and it makes the fucking vinyl, and then I just put on the shirt, and I just heat press it, and that's it. And it comes through though. A lot of my shirts are made like that because I make it's cheaper, man. Fuck all that shit with some other.
Yeah,
food.
No, I feel more like a one-time payment type thing, and then you could keep on using it.
Hell yeah. What's the name of the brand?
Every Persona right now. It went through a lot of changes, but I'm trying to keep everything under Every Persona because I went under so many names, and I feel like people get confused at a point.
I feel you. So talking about names, what's the meaning behind your name right now?
Well, Every Persona, it kind of ties into what I was saying before. Persona is like personality type of thing. So it's like a collection of like all my past names, I guess, all my past history. So just every persona, like every personality, basically.
Oh yeah, that's dope. Fuck yeah. So I know you rap, bro, and what got you into rap?
Well, to be honest, I just do it as a hobby as of now. But I've had friends that rap, and they kind of wanted me onto their music. But I was like, I kind of got to build my own following first. Like, I don't want to just hop on somebody's songs and they're like, who is this? Kind of wanted to build a name for myself. And also, it's just a pretty good way to express myself besides just like writing down how I feel, Good to put it into a song.
I feel you. I mean, I feel like a good thing is kind of good just like come out in features. I think it's cool just because you could have people like, hey, who's that? They fuck with you, they're gonna follow you, and and shit like that. And yeah, man, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, I could go back and forth too, just building off of each other.
Oh yeah. And you ever performed ever?
Nah, I've never performed. I haven't got that deep into it really. I mean, I would perform. I've kind of had some offers recently with friends that want to bring me into performances and stuff, but I mostly write most of my stuff, so I don't want to be on stage holding up my phone reading off bars and stuff.
Oh yeah. Now I'll say gem I'm gonna give you about that. When you're gonna go out and perform, just make sure you practice all that fucking week, or let's say the show is 2 weeks ahead, practice that shit. So I would say practice, memorize all your lyrics. They're gonna give you a time limit, 10-15 minutes, varies how they are and shit. Yeah. And then just memorize your lyrics, and after that, just performing. Because the thing, a lot of people think they just rapping and that's it. Now you gotta perform it, so you gotta. It's the whole point of being an MC. You feel me?
Yeah, I gotta put the energy into it and stuff. Really gotta, because you're with your fans in person. You gotta really put that energy in.
And a lot of people should interact with people more like that. Because to keep it real, sometimes even I have a cool little following, you could say, on Instagram, but sometimes it doesn't mean shit because anybody could just or just bullshit, but when you're in person, you actually get to be around them and they get to see you and shit. And I think a lot of artists should do that because they try to be on social media too much or rely on it, you know what I mean? And I feel like they shouldn't do that too much, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's still, at the end of the day, it's still your phone, and it's good to really build connections with people. Like you never know, your fans could be somebody that really helps you grow in different ways besides just supporting you.
Oh yeah. So how would you describe your style of music?
I would describe it as very different, and the way I express myself. Like I don't think I rap about too many like unique topics, but definitely like my style of rapping is more like upbeat, and I'm pretty versatile. I'd say I could rap on like any beat somebody could throw at me. I feel like.
Oh yeah. You still remember your first rap ever?
Yeah, I do. I have it written down on my phone, and I have an upcoming album. I plan to like throw it in there. I'm not really gonna let people know per se what song, because I feel like people might be biased, like, oh, this is your first song. But I think my first song ever was still as hard as some of my music today.
Oh yeah, that's dope though, because I'm gonna keep it real. When I first did my first song ever, I was like 14. I was like in high school still, and that shit was fucking whack. I hated that shit. I still have it recorded, but I've never posted that shit. I've recorded off. It's funny because I don't know if you know what turtle beachers are. These headphones.
Oh,
and
like the
little
gaming headphones.
Yeah, and then I rapped off that. I ain't know shit about mixing. I ain't know shit about rapping. I ain't know shit about bars. I just wanted to rap. And then that's how it kind of started. And I was just rapping off my brother's fucked up ass laptop and shit. And I was just recording. And I remember I thought it was so hard as fuck. And then years later, I'm like, what the fuck was I on, man?
Man, nah, that's definitely how I am with some of my music. But I wouldn't like drop the song like how I recorded it previously. Like I would definitely like, get it professionally mixed. Maybe change a few of the bars so it kind of fits. Like, just change some of the wordplay, because a little bit of it was offbeat. So, you gotta just, I guess, tweak it a little bit.
Yo, yeah. Nah, it's dope. Hell yeah. So what are your biggest musical influence?
I would say definitely like the Detroit rap scene. Like they've been blowing up past couple years. Like, I don't know if you're too familiar with them, but like there's Babyface Ray, Y&J, Real the Young OG. So it's very inspiring just to like see them kind of come from nothing and then really build up their music and kind of do it as a team effort too.
Oh yeah. Nah, the Detroit scene is pretty dope. I haven't really listened to like the new shit, keep it real. I'm not gonna knock it or nothing like that. I used to be like that though, where I like knock the new shit. I'm like, that's not my shit, but Detroit does have a bunch of dope ass rappers, especially like back in the day, obviously Eminem and shit like that, and just other food. His name is Isham, and he used to come out back in the day. Like, this is like 90s and shit. He was like, I always like death rap. I know you're familiar with like Necro and shit like that. And he was like one of those and shit. And he was just dope as fuck. And especially how they were performing shit. And yeah, man, the Detroit scene is pretty dope.
Yeah, I don't know too much necessarily about the history per se, like, but I've watched a lot of interviews with like the newer rap scene, and they're definitely inspired by, older people from their city. And you could kind of like listen to some older music and then hear like the new twist they've put on it.
Oh yeah, bro. And what do you want people to know about your music?
I want people to know I'm just expressing myself, and I'm really just trying to have fun along the way and hope people, I guess, appreciate that I'm not really doing it to impress anybody. I'm doing it to express myself, and I'm basically doing it for me and, people that are there to support me.
Yeah. And how long you been rapping now?
I think 2 years. 2 years now. A lot of my music, I did not put it out when I first made it, just because I was recording it off of my phone and I didn't like the quality of it. Like, after you like export it on your phone and then upload it to Spotify or YouTube or SoundCloud or whatever, the quality does get messed up a little bit depending on how you're doing it. So by the time it would like get to SoundCloud, it would not sound anywhere near the way it sounded in headphones.
That's how it is in mixing too. Like, if you ever learn how to mix, like whenever you hear it in your headphones and the speakers, that shit sounds hard as fuck. And then when you put it in the car, it just sounds weird as hell. Like, nah, man, I gotta fucking.
Because it's like I guess everybody's headphones, everybody's speakers is different. So you kind of got to make something that works all across the board rather than like, oh, this works on my headphones, so it's gonna be fire.
Oh yeah, it should be annoying as fuck though. I gotta do that shit.
You have to like export your stuff first, listen to it, and then go back and change stuff.
Yeah, it's like fucking annoying because I gotta hear it. It's like, who the fuck says it? I think Eminem says it, or Snoop Dogg. I've heard one of those who said it, that what they'll do before they drop any song. No, it's Dr. Dre. Whenever you do any song, he'll fucking bump it in the car. He'll bump it in the studio. He'll bump it this and there. Like he'll go a lot of places where before he even like makes it the final mix and shit. You know, but sometimes it's hard, man. Sometimes you don't want to bump music to it. Like me, I got kids. I don't want to just bug them all the time. Man, I have earphones.
Yeah.
My earphones all sound dope as fuck and shit. But yeah, I gotta like bump it everywhere every time before I fucking actually make a final
definitely
mix.
That's how I feel, because I had like nothing crazy, but I had my AirPod Pros and they got like you know, they're pretty good in my opinion, but I would mix music through them and then like hear it on my AirPods and it would sound crazy fire, and then I would like play it through the homie's phone and then it sounded like I recorded on the microwave. It'd be crazy. It was horrible.
Yeah. So far, what's your favorite project so far?
Well, I only have one out right now.
Yeah.
It was kind of inspired by like a clothes designer I see on Instagram. His Instagram is You Love SK, and I was like, oh, I call myself shaneK, so I named the project You Love shaneK.
Yeah.
But I would say my upcoming project for sure, like it's like something way that represents me more. Like my last project was kind of more so to show my versatility, but this project is more so like what I feel is my sound, and I'm really excited to express that.
Oh yeah, how many tracks you got on it?
I don't know. At first, I didn't want to have any features on it, but then I kind of like wanted to add some features. So I don't know. I think maybe 12 songs, I would say. I think that would be 4. I think I'm looking for like 4 features and just like 8 songs. I'm just gassing it on my own. So that's what I'm kind of going for as of now.
And what's the name of the project?
It's called Slide Music. It has nothing to do with like actually sliding on people, but I think it's kind of like an inside joke per se. Like, there's I feel like there's a lot of music that people would like, you know, or go slide on somebody with, or like go, I guess it's like more like hood oriented music, you could say. Yeah. But my music is kind of like the opposite of that. Like I rap about the same stuff, but just on different beats. I kind of like throw some jokes into it. So I wanted to name it Slide Music just to kind of like, I guess, throw people off in a sense.
Oh yeah, that's dope. Oh yeah. And growing up, who was your favorite rappers?
Actually, it was not rappers, to be honest. My mom and dad, my dad's from Belize, so that's kind of like Jamaican, and then my mom is also kind of from out there. So they were just playing reggae like my whole upbringing. Oh, but yeah, it wasn't really like rappers per se, but like a lot of Bob Marley and a lot of, you know, artists in those sense. And as I got older, I wasn't really getting into rap until like 2019, really. So like kind of recent.
Oh yeah, I love Bob Marley. Bob Marley has a lot of shit too. I like Damian Marley too, and I forgot his other son's name, like Ziggy or some shit like that.
Yeah, Ziggy.
But they'll get down, and then there's another fool named what the fuck is that fool's name? I forgot that fool's name, but Albarosi or some shit like that.
No, they be having some like very intricate names out there.
Yeah, that's really unique, man. Do you ever have the Jamaican accent?
Nah, I didn't. My dad had it heavy, like he had it heavy, like I would even be confused sometimes, and you know, he's like my dad, like. But yeah, no, my mom doesn't really have it either, and I was kind of mostly raised by my mom, so I think that like played a role.
Oh yeah. And if you could collab with any artist, bro, dead or alive, who would it be?
That question kind of had like, it kind of stumped me at first. I was really like thinking about, but I feel like I wouldn't want to do anybody too popular because I feel like they would kind of like overtake my song. I was thinking of it pretty realistically, but there's this like there's this rapper. He's more like low key, but I feel like he like best has the type of music I have. His name, I think it's Tisa Korean, but he mostly like raps about, I would say like his lifestyle and stuff, but he does it in like an upbeat way and like very, I guess you could say like silly way. Like he'll throw a lot of wordplay into it, like and jokes and stuff, where you'd probably end up laughing at his music, but he's definitely rapping about more serious things. So I would say him.
Sometimes I like rappers like that. That'd be like funny. Like, was this who's Tyler the Creator? He be having me crack up like in his freestyles and shit.
Yeah,
that's like, unique though. You know, everybody gotta laugh sometime, man.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, bro. So if you could perform anywhere, what would it be?
Um, I've never really been into traveling or anything like that. I've been in Cali like my whole life. I went to like the farthest I've been is like New Mexico, and that was for like 2 days. And I
Yeah.
didn't really do much. I just kind of like slept out there for real. But I would say in Long Beach because like that's my hometown. Like I know people in Long Beach. I feel like if I were to actually perform out here, I'd have a lot of supporters, like a lot of locals that would be able to see me. And just to kind of still expand my music within Long Beach to maybe like an older audience,
Yeah.
not more so people my age.
I feel you on that. I feel like I would do the same thing. Like I would like to perform in South Central, somewhere like in the I won't say in the hood, but somewhere where like you feel like you're around your people and shit, the people
Yeah,
you know.
definitely.
Because sometimes jazz is cool to do. Like if you had a chance to perform in front of millions, but fuck, it's too much. Sometimes like I've been in stadiums too, and sometimes it's not as cool as actually being. If you ever go to like shows, it's not as cool as being
Yeah,
in
no,
like a
I've been
small
a few.
crowd, and you feel more of the tension. You feel more. It feels dope as fuck like that. It's the same thing we're performing. I'll feel weird as fuck in front of like a lot of motherfuckers like
Yeah,
that.
it's definitely like if I went to like out of town somewhere, like I don't know if I'd be appreciated the same because like a lot of my music and a lot of stuff I rap about is like say I name a street in my song or something, and then I'm
Yeah.
like rapping in like a whole different state. They're gonna be like, "What street is that?" Or like, "What is he rapping about?" I feel like my hometown would definitely understand me more.
Oh yeah, like certain songs, yeah, cause some certain people like in Bakersfield, I don't know man, I got nothing against Bakersfield people, but they kind of have something like this thing about LA that they don't like for some reason. It's like if I were to like mention LA, I'm like, I don't want to get like booed off and shit, like on some
Nah, I
bullshit
feel you.
like
Yeah,
that.
like it's certain stuff that kind of like sticks to your hometown.
Yeah. Bro. So what's next for shaneK?
A lot, man, a lot. Like I said, I try to get creative with some stuff. I've been trying to work on a book recently. Actually, I found somebody that could help me publish it and help me just also that could help me write. So I've been actually trying to like get into writing a book and just tell my story more so through writing. And also, um, I've been working on getting some skaters together and some scooters together to kind of like build a little skate crew and like get my brand recognized through those people. Because it's just trying to like I guess put everybody on in a way, like have everybody kind of bring a piece of their talent to the table. Also been trying to work on a clothing brand like I had mentioned earlier. I'm not too sure exactly how I want to go about it, but I'm pretty good at like repurposing clothes. Like I had thrifted some skirts and stuff, and I didn't really like do anything with the skirts, so I had like resold them into like tote bags and stuff, and they came out pretty nice. So I was thinking about doing a service where like somebody gives me their old clothes, and then I turn it into something new for them, so I could still like live longer life as its item, I guess.
A lot of people need to understand when it comes to like clothing brand, it could be fucking hard. A lot of people just think when someone's selling clothes or like it's a certain merch, they'll be like, oh, he just may have it. Nah, sometimes you have to go through so much shit just to do it, Like me, yeah, I actually made my own logo. I'm not saying I'm a logo maker, I can make shit like that, but
Yeah.
I used to be in a graffiti back in the day, so if you really see how I used to tag, like it's similar to my logo, so I have a
Okay.
little piece of me
Cool.
in it like that.
Yeah, I
And
would
then
say a little piece of
the only
history.
the only thing I had somebody do for me is they retrace it, and then once they retrace it, it becomes it's called a PNG file, and that PNG file,
Okay.
that's where you could slap on like shirts and shit like that. And it's another one for like hats, because I have hats too. Not
Is
on
that
me
like
now.
embroidery?
Yeah,
Like
so and then you need to have a different file, and I think to convert it, I think they charged me like $20 or some shit like that. And
yeah,
then
yeah. I think it's I
yeah,
think it's getting vectored. I'm not too sure of like all the terms of the embroidery. I'm mostly like on the sewing side of stuff, but
yeah.
yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
And what kind of books you like reading?
I'm really into psychology. So like, have you heard of the 48 Laws of Power?
I've heard of it, but I don't think I've read it.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of like, you could say life skills in a way, but it's just like a lot of psychology. Like, I guess you could say getting into people's heads and stuff. A lot of like drug abuse books too, like, cause that's a very like heavy topic. I feel like I have integrated in my life. So like a lot of psychology books involving like substance abuse or like just mental illness. And also, Like definitely, like I was mentioning earlier, like books to help me sew, just like stuff I could get creative with really and like apply it to my actual lifestyle.
Oh yeah, like me, one of my favorite books that I haven't read it, but this audio. I don't know if you're familiar with a rap group called Mob Deep.
Nah, I'm
It's
not. I'm
like a
not.
old, it's like an old school New York rap group and shit. And that's one of my favorite rappers of all time is Prodigy from R&B. He passed away maybe what like 2017 or some shit like that. And you probably heard one of their beats though for sure. And then he has an audio book where he's reading the book to you, and he's talking
Oh,
about his
okay.
entire life.
Actually
And I think
study
that's
like
dope.
that. The author wrote the book, like the actual author is
Yeah.
reading it.
And that's what I like about it. He talks about his entire lifestyle and shit. And it's dope as fuck. Like it'll show you. I think you should do some shit like that, low key too. Like maybe make an audio book out of that, and just
Yeah,
it'll
because
be
I feel
long
like
as fuck though. Just let you know.
yeah, no, definitely, bro. Making a book is long. Like it's very lengthy process. But yeah, I would. Yeah, the audiobook approach. I feel like if I were to have an audiobook for my book, I'd want to do it myself because not everybody's gonna tell my story how I want my story told.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. It'd be dope. You can make an audio book just to start off too. Maybe because that'd probably be like the cheapest route to go. Yeah, you want to have the book out too, but you will be like, hey man, I got an audio book and just listen to it. And you just
Yeah,
read it.
definitely easier to get around too. Like I could sell books and stuff, but definitely people are more like into their phones and stuff. So audiobook would definitely be a cool approach. Not something
Yeah.
I ever really thought about though. So good
Oh,
looks
yeah.
for the idea. I'll probably
No, yeah.
put that in the vault.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You already got your logo for your merch already?
I have a couple logos actually. I've had a few people draw me them because I'm horrible with drawing. So I usually just try to get like a graphic designer to help me with that. But I got like three logos so far. But
Yeah.
with my clothing, like it's always going to be changing. Like I don't want to just slap the same logo on like a hat and then put that same logo on a shirt. Like I really want to be unique with it and like you know get my name out there, but through different mediums. Like I said.
No, yeah. That's dope to have different type of logos. That's what I do too. I have actually two types of merch, and I have a couple of different like fonts. You know, my basic toxic logo is the classic one, and I also have a family one. I don't think I showed you, but it's called Tribe, and it's from like pretty much it has a shield in it, and it looks like some tattoo writing kind of and shit. And it's
Okay,
dope as fuck, and it's pretty much the shield represents like you protecting your family, your tribe, and shit. So that's kind of where that meaning became, behind that shit. And then Toxic was just my name. I just wanted to make it badass. I always been a drawer, dude. Like always been like drawing shit. There's a point where I did tattoos too. I'm not saying I fucking did tattoos like crazy or a tattoo artist.
no, actually,
I've tattooed myself.
had
I've
your
tattooed
time.
a couple of people. So like always been some like always like into drawing. So that's kind of like what I said. That's where my logo comes from too and shit. Like I try to make it look graffiti like some badass way and shit.
Yeah, that's cool. You like represent what your logo is, like with the tribe thing, like how you said you got the shield on it. Like you could have
Yeah.
just threw tribe and then put a cool font on it and then had to explain it. But you
Oh,
really
yeah.
had like kind of a story in your
And
logo.
I try to spell it a little different too. I put it Trybe, but like I said, I'll send you a picture later. Or I have actually an Instagram on it too. But
Okay.
I be doing some shit like that. And even if you need help, man, I help you too with some logos.
For sure. Good looks, man. I'm gonna tap in with you for that too.
Yeah. So, what do you do for fun, bro?
To be honest, I just kind of like pursue my interests more. Like it's really fun for me to like keep building on myself. Like with the sewing stuff, it's genuinely fun for me to like go and sew. Like with the music stuff, that's like probably one of my top interests right now because it's like expressing myself and I get to make something that sounds nice. So I would just say like working on myself with like my extracurricular activities.
And you skate or what?
Nah, I don't skate. A lot of people actually think I skate, but I used to like a couple years back, more so like cruising and stuff. But I never got into the tricks
No,
and stuff.
it'll be dope to even slap one of your logos on the board, you know?
Yeah, like I'm trying to build a skate crew right now. So like have some like a group of people, like I guess kind of like sponsor them, but I wouldn't want to just like make some shitty decks. Like I want to have some good quality decks for people to skate on and stuff.
Yeah, there's
So
ways.
yeah.
There's ways to like get the stickers and shit. And I don't know how to do stickers, but I know there's ways to do stickers. I've done it before, where I bought a couple of like slap tags and shit, and it's just dope. You know, I put on my PlayStation.
Yeah, I could just throw. I could throw some like car bumper stickers on the skateboards for right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So how you feel about friends these days?
I don't know. I feel like people are definitely like all over the place nowadays, especially with me being young. People are like always changing and like, everybody's trying to like take their own path. So I try to keep my circle pretty small. I'm still very extroverted, so I'm always talking to people and all that. But yeah, I guess I feel kind of neutral about it, but definitely got to watch who I keep around my circle.
I feel like that because honestly, it's like grew up. A lot of people I thought I was gonna be cool with, like they're gone. They don't support me. They're like some type of haters, and this, I hate that in a way. Kind of like bugs me because like I said, like hurts me because I'm like, damn, dude, like I never thought you were like that. I've never been a person that if somebody's making money, man, I always feel like go, I don't give a fuck, dude. Congrats,
Yeah.
do what you got to do and shit. And then like just do whatever. I'm not gonna be mad at somebody making their bag. Go for it. You're feeding your family, you're feeding your kids, you're doing what you got to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, I have family, like even family members and friends, they don't support me. I remember they'll always talk shit about my music. They'll be like, all right, shit's whack, you're not gonna make it, or want to be rapper, and then it bugs you after a while. But then like it's funny because now that I'm doing a lot of shit and I have a lot of beats and I'm doing a lot of crazy shit, like they'd be like, oh man, you actually did something. I'm like, fuck
yeah,
you,
and
man.
then there's like a way, there's like a way you kind of say that too, like if you don't like my music or you don't like what I'm working on, you can definitely be like still supportive, but not, like you don't have to like it, but it's like I'm your homie or I'm your family, like you can support me.
Oh yeah, it's true because I have people that will literally tell me like, "Oh, that shit's fucking garbage. I don't really listen to that." And they'll say it in a fucked up way, and I'm like, I'll get mad because I'll be like, "I get it. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it. It's cool, but you don't gotta like come at me like that." That's they do. Sometimes they do it to fuck with me. They do it just to be funny or like something, And I'll piss me off. I'm like, you don't gotta come at me like that. Like, I don't talk to you like that or nothing. Like that's kind of fucked up because I guarantee it was the opposite. Like, you wouldn't like that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And then you could easily give somebody some criticism, and like you'd be like, okay, that's fucked up, but how?
Even with me, because sometimes when I have rappers hit me up, they'll be like, hey man, check out my music, let me know what you think. And sometimes like I get it, if you're brand new, I'm not gonna go off on you or just give up and blah blah blah. Like I'll try to help out. And sometimes I ain't gonna lie, even people get mad at me when I try to help them out, like I don't like it like that. I'm trying to help you, dude. Like, like trying to give you some gems, man. Like I've been doing this, I've been making music for almost like 12 years now. I've been doing it for a long time where I've been rapping, where I've been making beats, mixing, mastering, shit like that. So it's just like I just been doing that, you know what I mean? And then it's just sad how people could be sometimes, friends and family. It's sad. And I never thought it'll ever be like that ever in my fucking life. So, but the good thing right now, I got a family that loves me, and I just do what the fuck I got to do, and that's it,
Yeah, especially with me being young, I just really try to put that attention I would put into my friends and stuff into myself, like make sure I'm straight first, and then I can worry about the homies and all that. Obviously, help out your homies, but definitely I'm my own priority.
And it's crazy too, because I actually have more support from people I've never met in my life online, or like people that don't really fucking know me. I have more support with them than actual like a bunch of my friends and family. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't like the fact that you came from where they came from, but you're doing good and they might not be doing the best.
No, yeah, it's always been like that. I've always had the little friends or family like that, like little haters, and I hate saying that. I never want to say shit about that about people, like they're haters, but you could tell, and it's sad. And I've never been the type of you just hating. Like some people do get it fucked up. They're fucking whack as fuck, and you just hating like you kind of got a delusion, but.
Yeah, I don't know. People be getting in their feelings sometimes, man.
Oh yeah. All right, bro. So where do you see yourself in a few years?
Man, hopefully with some money, for real. That's like number one goal. But right now, I wouldn't say number one goal, but like I would say that's kind of tied with my education. I've been trying to finish up high school, so for sure be done with that, and hopefully in college too. And as for work, I've been trying to like get into a CVS or like a Walgreens to train to be a pharmacy technician. So in a few years, I should be done with my training if everything goes right. And yeah, I'll be making some good money working in the pharmacy.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
but
dope. What got you into thinking about doing like pharmacy?
um well my grandma was actually an RN, like a registered, I think registered nurse is what it stands for.
Yeah,
So she had always told me like, and I've always had family tell me like, people are always going to be sick basically, like there's always going to be a need for healthcare work. And a lot of jobs nowadays, like say I want to be a TikToker or something, like they're not, they're not always in demand. Like I know my pharmacy work is going to be in demand, and demand equals better pay over time. Their pay has been going up over time. And doing it through a Walgreens or a CVS, they'll pay for your training and they'll pay you, so you get paid hourly and you're getting your certificates along the way. So it just seems like a pretty, like, I wouldn't say easy career, but just something that I could like depend on more in the future. Because like if I were to get like a little fast food job right now, like that could only take me so far.
Oh yeah, and I feel you on that. Like it's always gonna be at work, pretty much. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah, because obviously, like let's say I used to earlier like TikTok, like that shit could go like people will stop going on TikTok and shit. Like back in the
Yeah.
day, there was a thing called Vine. I remember everybody was being on Vine and shit, and then
Oh yeah, yeah. I
and then
know
all of
some.
us nobody uses that shit. You know? What I
Yeah,
mean?
like it's shut down and everything.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be really smart to like, I guess, not get caught up in your money at the time, and then like really save it and depend on it for later.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if I'd be that smart, so I'm like, yeah, let me depend on the little pharmacy work.
Oh, yeah. So what keeps you going, bro?
Um, Dang, obviously that's a good question too. I would just say like my goals for real, like just like desire to reach my goals, because like I would say my living situation right now isn't the best, and I just kind of like want to be able to like take care of myself and be self-sufficient and still be able to do stuff like just the finer things in life, you could say. I feel like that's a little cliche, but just like really get a good taste of life.
Oh yeah, bro. And so far in your life right now, what's your biggest inspiration?
Um, I would say my little brother, to be honest, like just kind of like being there for him and like being a good role model for him. That's like my biggest inspiration. Like just keep going for him and for myself too, of course. But
Oh,
just to
yeah.
like, keep it going, keep some good going down the family line.
Yeah, and you still feel like you want to make your rap career like go want to go far with it or what?
Not to be honest, I don't think I'd want to go too far with it, because I don't know. That's just not. I'm not saying I can't handle that, but I don't know if it's something like I'd want to pursue. I want to like do some type of therapy work actually. So yeah, so that's like kind of my end goal. But I mean, I'm not gonna like deny certain fame. Like I'm still gonna be marketing my music, still trying to get it out there. So I'm not really like determined to get famous or like, I guess, get a following with rap. But I wouldn't mind having it.
I feel like if I were to, I never want to be like famous. Like I never liked this music like Drake. I never liked this music, but like I don't want to be like famous like that. Or like I think it'll be fucking annoying. Like I always like how some rappers are known, but they're not like fucking like famous, or like you know what I mean. Like I would love to be like locally famous, or like when I go to shows, for sure it's just gonna be rocking and shit.
Yeah, I would say like locally famous for sure, because fame definitely like has its downsides at a point. Even like locally famous, like might not be able to go to like back to your hometown or something. Is like certain places, because certain people might be like trying to mess with you or something. But yeah, too famous isn't something I'd want.
Oh, yeah. So, what is something you're proud of, but don't get to brag about too much?
I would say like how much I kind of take care of my family. Like there's a lot I like do for my family that really doesn't get recognized. Like even my own family sometimes doesn't really like see the work I put in, but I think I put in a lot of work to like keep a lot of things going within my family. So I would just say my family for the most part, and just like how stable I can keep it at times. Like, just helping out financially when I can, not getting into like petty arguments, little things like that. Just overall trying to like grow the family rather than like hinder us.
I like that, man. I highly really respect that, because I've been in the same situation. My mom not growing up, but like towards when I was an adult already and shit, my mom had Parkinson's, and I had to take care of her. And I'm the youngest one from all my brothers from my mom's side. I have younger brothers, but my dad's side. And then I had to take care of my mom. I had to fucking a lot of people don't understand taking care of your family like that. It could be a fucking hassle. It came to the point. I wish nobody has to go through that where you have to bathe your mom. You gotta clean, wipe her. You gotta I had to go through all that shit for my mom.
Yeah.
It's hard. People don't look at it like that, you know. And that's dope. That's it's fuck because a lot of people your age they just want to do some bullshit, and you actually going with some positivity, you know. And that's really fucking
definitely
dope.
just trying to hold it down where I can.
No, yeah, because all that shit sucks after a while, and it's that's the type of shit I respect, you know, like even right now I take care of my kids. I just do what I gotta do, and you always got a lot of people that that's your main priority, not the fucking homies all the time, or not gang banging, or not. That's not your main priority. Is always gonna be your four walls, which is your family and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, like you said, a lot of people don't recognize what type of work you might put in. I definitely do have closer friends that respect that, but it's just not, I feel a general thing not to respect it. It's oh, it's your family. You gotta do that. But I definitely feel I go the extra mile sometimes to, just keep stuff moving.
Oh yeah, it's the same thing. Like I said, I do all this shit for my mom. I had a fucking at the time I used to live sometimes going upstairs and have to help her walk or pick her up. It's hassle, dude. A lot of people don't appreciate shit like that, or they just think about oh, that's cute, and then just leave and shit, and they don't really see what the fuck you really got to do,
it might look good on the outside or something, but I really be putting in some work.
Oh yeah, that's the way. I never knew how to cook. I've been cooking now obviously for 11 years, but I never knew how to cook and shit. And I learned all that shit taking care of my mom. I barely knew how to do cup of noodles and eggs, bro. You know what I mean? I never had to because as the young one, I didn't really have to do shit. They babied me the most and shit because I was the young one. And then that shit's an asshole, bro. So I respect that a lot, real shit.
Yeah, thank you, man.
No, yeah. So we're at the end of this interview, bro. Any final words before we out?
Yeah, I got a few. I would just say look out for what I have next. I have an upcoming album, like I was saying earlier, Slide Music. I'm trying to build my little clothing brand together, trying to get my book written. Also been trying to look into billboards and things like that, just different ways of marketing and growing myself. So yeah, just expect me to be still expressing myself in different ways and still trying to make a name for myself.
Oh yeah, all I gotta say to you, bro, just keep pushing, bro. No matter what, if the situation looks fucked up, but you feel you're not going anywhere, just keep going, man. You're a young man, and I feel you got this, man. Real shit.
Yeah, facts. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Oh yeah, bro. Alrighty, man. I'm gonna have all your social medias or whatever on the description. And
sure,
bro.
For sure.
Alrighty then. Peace out.
All right then, bro. Have a good night. Thank you for the interview.
Osama been trapping.
shaneK, you made this.
Talking shit on the gram, boy, you better kill yourself. Shan't get to the bag, man. All I know is increase my wealth. Nigga said he don't got no cash, and the shit through my Zell. These Colombian cookies from Raw Garden is all that I ain't hell.